So I'd like to start with an oral presentation by the historic Saugeen métis as outlined in CMD 15H 2.43. I understand that Ms. MacArthur will make the presentation. Please proceed.
Thank you. Patsy MacArthur speaking. Mr. Chairman and panelists, I am Patsy MacArthur, Secretary-Treasurer of the historic Saugeen métis. I am honored that President R.G. Indu has asked me to speak today on behalf of our historic Métis community. With me are George Govier, HSM Lands and Resources Consultation Coordinator, and Ross Lamont, Lamont & Associates Advisor to Historic Saugeen Métis. The historic Saugeen Métis descend from the local Métis who have resided with continuity in the Métis traditional Saugeen territory since before treaties and settlement. Members of our community were carriers of the Ojibwe Piche Dishwampum of the late 1820s to 1902. The contemporary Métis community has never extinguished any Aboriginal rights to lands and waters explicitly reserved for Aboriginal people. Today, the historic Saugeen Métis, located at Southampton, continue to harvest as historically in the immediate lands and waters surrounding the Bruce nuclear site. The community's asserted Métis rights are characterized as harvesting rights, a general right to harvest for food in the traditional hunting grounds of the Métis community. Section 35 of the Canada Constitution Act 1982 and the Supreme Court decision R.V. Powley 2003 affirm these asserted communal Aboriginal rights. The community thanks the CNSC Commission for this opportunity to be a contributor to this process today. I'll now turn to George Govier and then Ross Lamont for comments on behalf of our community. And I would like the opportunity of a closing statement. Thank you. George?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission. My name is George Govier. I want to touch briefly on the historic Saugeen Métis environmental goals and objectives, our relationship with the nuclear industry, the Bruce Power Participation Agreement, and the engagement activities with Bruce Power, and a short statement about our conclusion and recommendations. First of all, our long-term environmental goals and objectives. Our long-term vision and objective is focused on promoting and protecting the sustainability of the environment within the traditional Saugeen territory as it relates to local Métis interests, rights, and way of life. Our intention with regard to the environment is long-term preservation of natural features and resources. We support development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs, specifically where it relates to HSM's ability to continue their traditional harvesting practices, rights, and interests. Our main goal when looking at environmental protection is maintaining the integrity of the local environment so that it can support a healthy harvest now and into the future. We are committed to providing an environmental legacy to future generations of HSM citizens that they can be proud of and be confident will continue to support at least the next 7 generations of HSM citizens. The involvement of local Métis decision makers is essential to these goals. Our relationship with the nuclear industry, our concerns are for safe operation of the nuclear generating stations with minimal imprint on the water and lands that support our community's asserted Aboriginal rights. These are communal Aboriginal rights affirmed by Section 35 of the Constitution Act 1982 and relate to sustenance and harvesting on the land and in the waters surrounding the Bruce nuclear site. About our agreement, our participation agreement with Bruce Power, the HSM Bruce Power amended and restated participation agreement dated January the 1st, 2012, established a working group to work together to achieve the objectives and commitments of the agreement. This agreement is effective and remains in place throughout the duration of the Bruce Power operating the generating stations. This agreement does not prejudice, limit, affect, or constrain the positions either party may take in relation to regulatory approvals and discussions with the Crown. Now, about our engagement activities with Bruce Power. HSM has been engaged with Bruce Power on the protocol license renewal since 2013. We have met with Bruce Power on June the 16th of last year, 2014, to discuss license renewal for Bruce A and Bruce B. Working group meetings held during the previous 5-year licensing period are as follows. In 2014, there were 6 meetings. In 2013, there were 4 meetings. In 2012, there were 4 meetings. In 2011, there were 5 meetings. And in 2010, there were 3 meetings. The discussions with Bruce Power have been positive to date. Bruce Power has made timely and effective efforts in addressing HSM's concerns related to license renewal. And HSM looks forward to continuing to be informed, consulted, and engaged, and to maintaining the good relationship with Bruce Power. About our support for Bruce Power. An HSM letter of July 16th, 2013, addressed to the Ontario Minister of Energy, supported Bruce Power's role in Ontario's energy mix and urged that the province maintain or increase the current role that the Bruce Power plays in Ontario's energy mix and long-term energy planning. The letter also mentioned that the community, the Métis community, has gained confidence from Bruce Power's commitment to Aboriginal consultation and engagement. The same letter stated that HSM community has experienced considerable economic benefit from over 50 years of safe nuclear generation in the local territory. Bruce Power continues to provide countless opportunities for employment, high-skilled jobs for local Métis. Local Métis families have realized a standard of living and opportunities that were unlikely in the past. HSM believes nuclear generation is the safest, cleanest, most reliable source of energy available. It leaves a clean environment for harvesting and has the added benefit of steady, well-paid jobs that supports the provinces and local economies. And in conclusion, HSM has a substantial interest in many decisions relating to the management of nuclear activities at the site operated by Bruce Power, and we support Bruce Power's application for license renewal of Bruce A and Bruce B. Thank you.
For the record, my name is Ross Lamont, Principal in Lamont & Associates Consulting. I am retained by the historic Saugeen Métis to provide advice and support with various matters that they have with all levels of government and with various energy proponents who operate in their historic territory. I was employed at Bruce Power for 33 years, including 10 years with Bruce Power as their Manager of Government Relations, and I participate in all HSM's meetings with either government or proponent representatives. As part of Historic Saugeen Métis' process to consider the relicensing application of Bruce Power leading up to these hearings, I reviewed the license application in detail. With considerations for the Historic Saugeen Métis' interests and rights, I identified a number of questions to raise with Bruce Power. These questions were provided to Bruce Power at a regular quarterly meeting. Bruce Power provided a written response and reviewed those responses at our next regular meeting. The questions were with respect to how Bruce Power will deal with the historic Saugeen Métis in their relationship and with respect to various safety and security areas. The answers that were provided by Bruce Power were complete and addressed the concerns of the historic Saugeen Métis. I was asked to outline the process that I went through and my findings to an historic Saugeen Métis community lunch with a number of the community members present. The community seemed satisfied that their interests were protected and their continued support for Bruce Power's operation of the reactors. Thank you.
Patsy MacArthur speaking. In summary, Mr. Chairman and panelists, given the community's consideration of the application before you, the historic Saugeen Métis community supports the application of Bruce Power for the renewal of the Bruce A and Bruce B power reactor operating license. Thank you.
Thank you very much.